Welcome to the Faith Geek Podcast. The Faith Geek Podcast is your weekly source for all things current in geek culture. From entertainment to sports, parenting to religion. Be sure to check us out on the web by visiting www.thefaithgeek.com. Now, let us welcome Brent Whetstone and Joe Gerbery.
Thank you again for tuning into the Faith Geek Podcast. This is a special broadcast today to celebrate our 1 month anniversary. 1 month old today. And last check, almost 5,100 fans on Facebook.
We hit $5,000 today.
$5,000.
5 G's.
That is
in the bank.
Awesome. In 1 month, we were able to accomplish that. So thank you guys so much for spreading the word about us. It's because of you and your fandom.
Yep, it's all you guys.
That we are growing. As a matter of fact, I was looking at some of the people who liked our page today, and believe it or not, we have some fangirls that are liking us. Yes.
That's
there are fangirls out there
good.
that are liking the Faith Geek. Hey, it's what I've always wanted. I've always wanted my own group of fangirls.
Cosplayers of me are only going to wear plaid. That's basically all you need to do. They're going to be like, are you in costume? Like, yeah, it's Joe. It's great.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true. But I'll take the fangirls. We are always looking for fangirls. And boys. If you're a fanboy, you can like us as well. Just slick the hair over.
Just plaid. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, wear plaid, grow a beard.
Plaid, a beanie, and a beard. That's all you got to get.
That's it. And you
what it is.
Are a fan boy of the Faith Geek. So, we're very excited about where the Faith Geek is going beyond this 1 month. And this podcast is just one of the things that we'll be doing. We're not doing the video today because this is a special broadcast, but normally we do have a live video broadcast of our podcast that you could catch on YouTube or pick up at a later time on our webpage.
So you can see my beautiful face whenever you want.
That's what they want, exactly.
Some people want.
Some people.
Obviously, we have fangirls.
Yes,
so
we do have fangirls.
And boys. So they may also want to see my face.
That's interesting.
Or not.
Hodor.
I'm not judging anything.
So, there's that awesome opportunity. Make sure, too, if you're not following us on Twitter, to follow us on Twitter at The Faith Geek. We post a lot of cool stuff there. And then you could follow both me and Joe personally. You can follow me at Brent Whetstone and Joe at The Gerbs. Whatever The Gerbs is, I have yet to figure that out.
It's a nickname.
Oh.
And a brand.
It's a brand. It's a brand. He has his own cologne.
I do have a brand. I don't want to talk about where it's at, but I have one.
Yeah, that's those poor Asian kids that are making your clothing.
Yep.
Anyway, so this is episode 2 of the Faith Geek Podcast, and today we're going to be reviewing what happened this weekend in entertainment. And I want to start off by talking about some premieres that happened this Sunday. I watched both of them. One of them I really, really enjoyed. The other one was alright. I'm excited for it, and I think it has the potential to go somewhere.
I haven't watched anything. I've been off the grid. I've been in sports land. Unfortunately, it's draft
fantasy thing.
It's draft season. I'm completely blitzed out of my mind. So
yeah,
fantasy baseball,
fantasy this and that. I play fantasy television, where I sit down and I fantasize that I'm living the life of the people in TV land.
That's about right.
Yes,
that's about right.
Hey, that's what my job is. I get to sit down and enjoy TV.
I get into stuff
and make a living out of it.
Just Netflix mostly for me. That's where I'm at.
So Joe didn't catch anything because he sucks.
And I've been off the grid this weekend.
But we're still going to talk about some stuff.
Because I know stuff.
So if you have not read my blog yet, I blogged today about the ABC drama that just came out this past Sunday, Resurrection.
I didn't watch it.
It was good.
We've covered that.
I highly recommend you do it. If you have not caught this yet, this is something that I recommend.
This is Resurrection, not Revolution.
Yes, Resurrection.
They're two different things, right?
Yes. Revolution is NBC, which cancels everything after a season or two.
Right.
And Resurrection is ABC, which usually hangs on the stuff a little bit longer.
Gotcha.
Even if it sucks. Like
just making
Desperate Housewives.
I'm 100% on board with whatever.
Yes. So. Revolution is about all the power going out and losing the internet and stuff. Which that would shoot the Faith Geek right in the foot.
Yep. No, that's not good. I don't like that.
We would have to go back to like the printing press.
Yeah.
And we would have to send Paul Revere out on his horse to distribute the Faith Geek blog.
We could do it.
We could.
I can ride a horse.
Oh, God.
I can ride a horse. I'm very active. I'm fit. I'm athletic. I can ride a horse if I wanted to ride a horse. Y'all don't know.
Is this like a sales pitch? Are you trying to catch the fangirls? Hi, fangirls. I'm fit. I can ride a horse. I can do
long walks, a nice sunny beach.
So, Joe, what's your ideal woman like? So yeah, completely two different shows. One's on ABC, one's on NBC. Resurrection is on ABC, and it stars Omar Epps from House.
Mike Tomlin, the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're the same person. I'll show you a picture. We got a computer here.
Yeah,
bring us up.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
People know that this is a thing.
Okay, so anyway, as Joe's looking up that picture to see if that's the same person, Resurrection's really cool, and it's based off of this the premise that
this is I type in Omar Epps into Google. The fourth one down is Omar Epps, Mike Tomlin.
How about
Just want to let you know, this is how freaky, creepy. Look at that! Look at that! That's the coach.
Wow, that's the same guy.
Yeah. See, no, I'm totally.
I am convinced that is the same guy, and it's kind of scaring me.
As it should.
That it is the same guy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
now you know.
So,
see, my sports knowledge.
In Resurrection, what happens is there's this town in Missouri called Acadia, Missouri, and anyone who's lived out west knows that strange things happen in Missouri. I remember when I used to drive from Ohio to Oklahoma. It's a 17 and a half hour drive. Every time I would go into Missouri, as soon as I would get into Joplin, crazy things would happen. And there's one truck stop in Joplin that we stopped at all the time, and there was just always craziness that was going on. Nice. So anyway, there's
two things about the drive out to Oklahoma.
Oh, God.
One, you get on 80 going west. As soon as you hit Indiana, you will see the greatest set of billboards. The Tom Raper RV. Tom Raper RV sets up a good 10-mile stretch of RV signs. The man has no reason to have hit that name on a company. Especially RV homes. That's the
Get your Raper RV.
Victor Raper RV. Anyway, giving him an undue plug. Tom Raper, if you want to sponsor the Faith Geek, just get a hold of us. You can email me, joeg@thefaithgeek.com. You can email me anything you want. Anybody can email me. Any questions you have, email. Comes straight.
If you're interested in Raper RVs,
you can go to TomRaperRVs.com. I'm fairly certain that's the domain name on that one. The other thing, when I was coming back from Oklahoma, this is actually a really cool story. When I was moving home with my mom and my dad, they had come down to graduation with me. They were wanting to stay an extra day in Tulsa and stay. We left on Friday. We were going to leave, or graduation was Friday night. We were going to leave on Saturday. They wanted to stay until Sunday. I told them I wanted to get home. I was tired, just wanted to get out of Tulsa because who doesn't want to get out of Tulsa? Anyway.
I never wanted to leave Tulsa.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I wanted to get home. So we left on Saturday. When I left was when all those hurricanes came through Joplin. Ooh. And had we
Tornadoes.
Tornadoes, not
I was
hurricanes.
going to say hurricanes don't go up that way.
Whatever.
What did I say, though? Everything happens in Joplin.
It was. And so we ended up being on the other side of the... actually, we were in Illinois by the time the storms had hit through. But had we left, there was a good possibility that we could have gotten into the storm. And the Faith Geek might not have been around, guys.
Well, I would still be here.
Yeah, but it's my idea.
Well, we won't talk about that on air.
That's fine.
Well, my move home from Oklahoma story is kind of similar because I lived in Oklahoma for almost 4 years and never once experienced a tornado. The week that I moved home to the great state of Ohio, we had 5 tornadoes that week. It was a sign to go back to Oklahoma.
Solid.
So anyway,
Good time.
going back to Resurrection, takes place in a small Missouri town called Arcadia. And what's happening...
That's what we're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah. This is why I host the show.
I'm the second banana.
So, the premise of the show basically is people who have died are coming back to life that died in this town. That were from this town.
For any reason whatsoever?
We don't know yet. It's one episode in.
Oh, right.
They don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah. Why would they give the reason? Right off the gate?
But it's based on a book called The Returned by Jason Mott. And it's supposed to be really good. I have not read it. But I think I'm going to read it this week. Just to see where this is going.
The fact that you have enough time to read a book in a week is amazing to me.
Well,
but that's fine.
I have people.
Yeah.
When I say I'll read it, I mean my people will read it and give me the Cliff Notes.
Your wife.
Yes. The editor-in-chief of the Faith Geek blog will read it and give me notes on what to say. So it's a really great movie. And the awesome thing is that the critics thought it was going to bomb.
Obviously, it didn't.
It didn't.
You're talking about it right now.
They
got people talking about it.
They were surprised because it actually took the number 1 spot, at least for the shows that I was paying attention to this weekend, even beating out The Walking Dead.
Which is rare.
Which is very rare. ABC hasn't had a good Sunday time slot filler since The Desperate Housewives went off the air a few years back.
Once Upon a Time isn't doing well for them?
Once Upon a who?
A Time?
What's that?
Once Upon a Time?
Exactly.
I see what you did there.
You like that?
I see what you did there.
But actually, I was reading the LA Times today, and they said that this was the strongest premiere that ABC has seen in a long time, especially on the Sunday night time slot, going against some of these other shows. Which leads me into the next thing that I want to talk about. Did anyone see...
You're asking anybody, and you're asking me.
Well, yeah.
I'm the only other one in the room right now.
But, yeah. But I'm talking to my fangirls and fanboys out there.
Right.
Who out there, show of hands on Facebook, watched Seth MacFarlane's Cosmos?
See, and again, we've already claimed I didn't watch anything, or else I would have. I would have watched Cosmos. I'm a Family Guy guy. I like Family Guy. I don't mind Seth MacFarlane. I didn't see Ted, but I don't mind.
Ted was funny.
I didn't see it, so.
I do not mind Seth MacFarlane. I don't mind his sense of humor. I don't mind that he is a very vocal atheist who does not like Christians.
No,
I don't mind it.
And while I understand his view, I don't agree with it, but I understand his view, and so I don't really necessarily hate on him for it. It just I hate how much people make such a big deal. You know, you can be a Christian, you can be an atheist, and you can be whatever you want to be, but you don't have to necessarily be violent about it or be overbearing about it. Don't be militant. Don't do that. Don't shove a bomb to your chest and go blow people up.
I only know one religion that does that.
And in general, I mean, I'm not necessarily, obviously, literally. I'm just saying, socially or verbally or, we're Christians. We're Christians here at Faith Geek. Obviously, faith is in our name. but we're also not going to push our beliefs on you. We're going to post about religion stuff, but we're not necessarily going to, give a salvation message on every single one of our websites, every single one of our articles. They're not always going to be about God, they're going to be about that. I get really offended, and I use the word offended. I don't like it, but I do. When atheists are very overbearing on that topic. Brent can attest to this. I'm not one for Facebook fights, but the one that I actually did get into the one day was about Ricky Gervais. I will not, because he is so militant about his atheism and about any Christians believing in God. I can't pay any attention to anything he does, regardless of whatever it is. I think he's hilarious when he's actually telling jokes, but he has so many pictures out there and just bashing Christians for when they don't even do anything. It's just saying, telling somebody that they'll pray for, hey, you're having a rough day, I'll pray for you. And they, that's a good, he'll go after somebody and say, well, you might as well just be, spitting into the wind because that's not going to do anything because there's no God. Mm-hmm. That's uncalled for. There's no reason to do that. And that's what I hate, that kind of stuff.
Well, eventually one of us is going to find out who's right and who's wrong, and So I was watching.
There's Joe's soapbox for the week.
Yeah,
everybody,
come on, Joe.
Get used to that because that's not going to happen again.
I was watching Cosmos this week, and I've been following the debates that have been going on between the creationist and the secular humanist, and there's been actually a couple of big ones. The Ken Ham debate most recently with Bill Nye, and I've been hearing a theme that has been getting put out there by the secular humanists, that they've got to start educating the people about science. And Seth MacFarlane talking about why he produced this series, Cosmos, which is a 13-part series airing on Fox and all their affiliates, is because people are dumb about science, and he needs to educate people on real science. Now, that, of course, is a paraphrase. That's not word for word what he said. But my question to Seth MacFarlane and the secular humanists out there who agree with him is, how are people not being educated in science? How, with the school systems the way that they're set up, with the curriculum that the teachers are being given by the federal government, how is real science not being taught? Creationism is not taught in public schools anymore. And the public schools that it is taught in, they're very few and far between. So I don't know where this war on science is coming in, that all the secular humanists and atheists are all on the same page that we've got to prevent these false sciences from being out there. Now, I will say I wholeheartedly agree in science, but I agree with the Bible. As a student of psychology, I see science and the Bible working hand in hand. They complement each other. I'm not opposed to science. Our kids, we take them to the Natural History Museum, we take them to the planetarium, we expose them to all types of science, but we also teach them stuff from a biblical worldview.
Right.
So we talk to them about creation. Do we know if it was a literal 6-day creation? No, we don't. Science says that the Big Bang happened. I fully believe that that is compatible with biblical teaching, that process of creation could have been started by someone. Plato has a theory that he says that everything out there has to have a first mover that puts it into reaction. And that's what I agree with. If there was a Big Bang, something had to cause the Big Bang to happen.
Right, I agree.
But I want to give you a quote from Cosmos, A Space-Time Odyssey, is what it was called. And
we're giving them a plug on this? Or do they know we're giving them a plug? Or are we giving them a takeaway? Or
I'm giving...
I want to make sure they know that we're doing things for them.
Listen, Fox.
Yep.
We are
Neil
giving...
deGrasse Tyson, please God, follow me on Twitter and tweet back at me.
See, we enjoy... I follow Bill Nye. I follow Neil deGrasse, I like to call him because of like Degrassi.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. I follow these people because I think they're very intelligent. They're obviously very intelligent. They have some.
They're actually really funny too.
They are hilarious, and they have some great theories that make a lot of sense. But just as I respect them, I wish that they would respect us.
Exactly.
But the opening quote was from Carl Sagan. And it said, "The cosmos is all that is, or ever was, or all will ever be." Now, that is not science. That's a philosophy.
Right. Well, I agree.
And what they're asking people to do is to believe in this philosophy over another philosophy, which is fine. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in.
And you can preach whatever you want to preach.
But you need to respect the people who disagree with you and follow their particular philosophy. Now, I saw Seth MacFarlane's Twitter post on Sunday about the viewership of...
Yeah, I showed that to you.
Yes.
Because we got in an argument about how many people followed. And I follow Seth on Twitter, and he said 12 million.
Now, the LA Times is only reporting about 6 million, and they say not even 6 million people watched that.
And Seth's actually saying 12 watched and 17... It was 17 total if you count DVR. Because of all the things that were going on, people watching Resurrection, people watching The Walking Dead, people watching the finale of True Detective. Whichever, right? That was True Detective,
yeah, True Detective on HBO.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because, again, I was off the grid.
Now,
I'm on HBO. Anybody with HBO or Showtime would want to
sponsor us?
Sponsor us. Me, whatever, I'll come and watch it at your house. I'll bring chips and dip, everything.
How about that, HBO?
I'm a good host.
Home box office entertainment.
Yeah.
We have plugged so many different things on this show.
We have to tag all of these so they know we're talking about
it. But my thing is, I'm going to listen to Nielsen ratings. And they say under 6 million people. But... Resurrection...
I have no dog in this fight.
Resurrection pulled in 13.3 million viewers on a premiere on one network. The other thing about Cosmos, it was broadcast on all the Fox affiliates like National Geographic and all their science.
But it was broadcast afterwards. So it's possible that they picked up... He's picking up the numbers from... all of the re-showings and stuff like that.
I think only like 50 people watch National Geographic, though.
Well, there's at least 50 people that work for Fox. And at least 25 of those work on Family Guy.
Speaking of Fox, though, I just want to say, all the people out there who think Fox is an extremist right-wing organization, look at the shows they air.
Yeah. You got Cosmos, you got Family Guy, you got The Simpsons. I mean, those all started on American Dad. You know, all the McFarlane creations all routinely bash, the right way of thinking.
Right way or right wing? The right way.
I said what I said. I'm just gonna say it. I said what I said. But yeah.
Well, make no mistake about it. He is a conservative.
Yeah, I said what I said. But anyway, yeah, so definitely not all about the, Fox News is Fox News. I agree. Fox News does tilt a little to the right.
What? Never.
It's fair and balanced if you're looking if you're looking at it with your right eye, it's fair and balanced.
Yes.
You can cover the left one, it's fine.
But they all do that.
They all do that.
And
Everybody has their pokers in that fire, and I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole other podcast.
Here's the thing, though. But the point that I want to prove is that Resurrection, which could be considered a faith-centered program, I
didn't watch it, so I'm taking your word for it.
There's a bit of a sermon in the middle of it from the minister talking about miracles, and he's preaching about, I think he's preaching out of the Gospel of John in there. And then there's the science one. ABC broadcasting on one network for 1 hour, a pseudo faith-based program, versus Fox multicasting it on all their networks with a science-based program, pulls in half the viewership.
Right. No, I agree. And while I agree with your point, I do think we need to, we do need to get a little bit more, in our education system, while the teachers are great and everything, I have no problem with any of the teachers, but they're all fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, the tests and things are showing that we're a little behind the world when it comes to education. And so what I think they're just saying is that we need to bump up to where everybody else is. However, if you look across the world, I mean, I have a couple friends, that are international. I met them while I was at Rhema.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in school for, the entire year.
Right.
They don't basically leave the school from age 3 to age 15, but they, it's a 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But that's what I'm saying is basically, because I'm ranting and I don't really have any idea what I'm saying. I think they're just trying to get more information out there to the people, and I don't begrudge getting information out. It's when you're also pairing that information with an agenda, that's where you rub me wrong a little bit.
Right.
I was excited for Cosmos, but
which I still am.
But if it's going to be a whole lot of, hey, there's no God, but here's all this really cool information, science stuff, but there's no God, I'm not going to be as excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can present information.
You can prevent information.
You can prevent information too.
Not watch it.
You can present information.
You can also cancel it, which they might end up doing.
In a way that it's not insulting to people who don't necessarily agree with what's being presented, but can appreciate what you're presenting. During the Ken Ham, Bill Nye debate down at the Science Creation Museum in Kentucky, all Bill Nye did was insult Christians. That
So I don't watch it.
Joe doesn't watch anything.
I know.
But he kept on arguing, those of us in the real world. Well, me as a Christian, I'm in the real world. I live more in the world than I do in the church.
Yep.
And I have a secular education all throughout high school. I went to liberal arts college for 2 out of the 30 plus years I've been working on my bachelor's degree. So I've been exposed to things from a secular worldview my entire life, with the exception of 2 years in Bible school and 2 years at Liberty University. I respect it. I respect my professors. I just disagree with them on some of their teachings. So things can be presented in a way that it's you believe it to be fact, but it's not insulting to other people.
Right.
And that's what my hope is for Cosmos, is that here, we're going to present you with what we believe is fact, but we're not going to discredit what you believe as well. And if that's how they present it, I'm going to give it...
Tolerance is both ways, guys. Tolerance is both ways. And, yeah, I understand, I hear the argument, that people have of... we've been Christian for so long, quote unquote. I'm doing air quotes, and you can't see me because we're not on video tonight. But it's been Christian for so long, and we're finally getting an awakening in this world and in this country and all this stuff, and people are starting to get more and more liberal in their views and starting to understand a little bit more. And while that's all great. I don't have any problem with any of that stuff that you're saying. What I'm just trying to say is there's a difference between trying to put a point across, and there's another way of being offensive with it,
mm-hmm.
and bringing tolerance is two ways. Whereas you can be a Christian and you can believe what we believe here at the Faith Geek, and you can also believe in science, and you just need to make sure that you're not mixing up the two.
Right. And like I said before, here at the Faith Geek, we are people who believe in science. We back it. I mean, we love technology. We're using technology right now.
Yep.
Obviously, to broadcast to you guys.
Staring at a Mac right now.
Yeah, we are geeks all around. But we also love our religion and love what the Bible stands for. My thing is with the whole tolerance thing, like you were saying, tolerance goes both ways. And I dealt with this in one of my blogs when I was talking about homosexuality, is that we in the church haven't been very tolerant. No. So, like, one of the things we need to work on, and I think the church is getting there with this new movement that's going through the church right now, is that we understand that, the tolerance is going both ways. We're going to respect each other's beliefs, and we're going to respect each other's differences, and we're going to have those, and we're going to use that as the common ground that we work from. But yeah, I have high hopes for this. I think that it's going to be a good series. I know I like to crack on them just because they're atheists, and they do a good job of cracking on us. And, Seth MacFarlane will probably never listen to this, but if he does, please follow me on Twitter.
That'd be fantastic. I'll give it a follow back. I follow you.
Yeah,
follow me back.
Come on, we follow you. Follow us back.
DM. I'll DM you all day. Follow me.
As a matter of
fact, what you gotta look forward to.
Listen,
Seth MacFarlane.
Seth, we invite you onto the Faith Geek podcast. Come as any one of your characters, your split personalities that you have in your mind.
You can do whatever you want, buddy. Yes. You have enough money that you can do whatever you want.
We will give you 1 hour of unedited, unadulterated Faith Geek.
Whoa.
We have fangirls.
Of us. Okay. I think you're saying you're giving him time. I'm like,
I'll give him time. Unedited. We'll put a disclaimer on the beginning.
There you go. That's all I gotta do.
Seth, we do have fangirls. That's all I'm going to say.
We don't know what they look like. But
I do. I'll show you after.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So, that's our show for tonight.
I'll have a blog coming out tonight, guys. Don't worry. It's the start of the NFL free agency today.
Oh, wow. That's so exciting. Whew.
Hey.
Man, I'm pumped for that.
Listen. Tolerance is two ways, buddy. I tolerate all of your nerd culture, which I do as well. I follow as well. You can understand. I bring just as much to this table as you do. All right.
Yes.
There's people that come for my sports knowledge because they know that I got what's going on.
Listen, I'm gonna go play hockey and shoot a field goal.
That works. That's fine. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
I'm not that bad.
I
know the difference between hockey and soccer and football and baseball. Right, I think.
Those are things. Those are all things.
Those are yeah.
Those are things. You said things.
I know a couple teams.
Right.
I could do all that stuff.
Terms. Just start reading my stuff.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
But the couple entertainment blogs came out today. Make sure you check those out at thefaithgeek.com. We're getting ready to post one about the new 300 movie written by Chris Ward. So that'll be going live here in about 15 minutes, so you guys could check that out.
When did you do that? When did you go see that movie?
Last night.
I never got an email from him or text from him.
He's invited a bunch of people out.
Oh, what the crap?
Hey, you guys should follow Chris on Facebook.
Oh, God.
Chris is my hero.
Oh, jeez.
Chris has a fangirl following.
I believe that.
Like, in and of himself.
I'm sure he does.
When he goes to the cons, like, seriously, the fangirls hover to Chris.
That's fantastic.
That's why we brought him on at the Faith Geek.
There's reasons right there.
See, now you all know our motives. Joe will be having this blog come out, and it stands for something in sports.
That happened.
Yeah,
in sports.
I just said it's sports
that
related.
Happened.
I don't even read those.
I'll do a little bit more reporting coming up here, guys. Don't worry. I'm plugged in all the time for sports, at least. So I got that going on. I'll start doing some more reporting. I'll do a little bit more editorial, but give me time. So, I'm getting a Mac this weekend.
Sports
is
going to
be great. That I'll have that to type on.
I did sports. I just did sports.
I did sports. I did sports. This is the phrase.
Also, in our archives, Rand Berkey just finished up his program on Word of Faith Radio. It's at 8 o'clock today. Check that out. And then coming up this Saturday, 10:30, Brent Whetstone, will be back with you with Cult Watch. talking about the history of Scientology. So any of you people out there that were part of Chinology and you want to know more about Scientology, tune in Saturday at 10:30 at thefaithgeek.com. Oh, one more thing. I want to know your theory, Joe.
Oh, God.
On
Lord.
this missing plane.
Oh.
All I can think of is Lost.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Well, there's things that come out. I mean, what I don't. Again, I don't follow anything. I follow sports.
He does sports.
That's all I do. And well, I was home for a little bit, and my mom's boyfriend was over watching the news, and because we actually had a birthday shout out, Mama Gerbs.
Happy birthday,
shout
Mama
out,
Gerbs.
Mama Gerbs. She'll never listen to this because it's a podcast. She has no idea how to download it. But happy birthday, Ma. And but we they were saying that the tracker beacon went off, and they kept showing pictures of this pilot with this like blonde bimbo-y looking girl, and I'm like, oh please God,
why does the blonde have to be a bimbo? I'm just wondering.
She was. If you had seen the pictures that I saw, she looked pretty bimbo-y.
Okay.
Sorry to all the Faith Geek fangirls out there
that are blonde,
including
our editor-in-chief.
You're not all bimbos. There are very smart and intelligent blonde.
Yes, there are
women out there. But anyway, she looked pretty bimbo-ish. However, and they were worried that like maybe this guy is letting people into the cockpit, and that's how stuff went down and everything like that. So. I don't know. I don't have any idea.
I like my theory better.
That's fine. I watched the first couple seasons of Lost.
Come on, Joe.
I watched Doctor Who. I'm trying to catch up on Supernatural. I watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I still have 5 episodes left.
Oh, thank God.
I can't bring myself to it.
You have to finish it.
I can't.
I will start watching. You mark down what you want me to start watching. I will watch one new show this coming season for you.
Well, here, why don't we do this? Our listeners.
There you go.
Tweet at the Faith Geek what you want the Gerbs to watch.
The Gerbs.
And he will watch it, one episode of whatever he decides that you guys tweet, for the show this weekend.
Sure. That works.
Sunday at 2 when we're back live.
That works.
With I'll come back
and we'll I'll have watched whatever show. Let's put a date on it. Let's put a time on it. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday at 10. Let's do. Well, give me a week because it's something that was on Sunday. If it's not on Sunday night, I won't be able to watch it before we.
You only have to pick one of them. Pick one and watch it. You gotta talk about it.
I got Hulu. I think it's fine.
Hulu. There's another plug. Hulu. You didn't.
Hulu. We got. I watch nothing but Netflix. So we got Netflix down. Seth MacFarlane can come on all this. I watched Firefly, Heather.
We are getting tweets
right
now.
It's all season. Serenity was amazing.
For those of you who don't know, Heather Whetstone,
R.I.P. Wash,
at HL Whetstone on Twitter, is the editor-in-chief of the Faith Geek blog.
TFG.
Yes, so thankfully we have her because
TFT,
we're a bunch of guys
FTW.
who sprinkle commas and periods on our blogs where they don't belong. So we have a very intelligent...
Getting a round of applause from my goddaughter.
Yeah, and...
Because we got to wrap up. I've been talking for way too long.
My children are in there. They are in studio today, so they are excited about our blog. But anyway, so we'll see you guys back for sure on the Faith Geek Podcast this Sunday at 2.
I will have digested a new hour at least of
some
media
show. So this has been Brent Whetstone,
and I am Joe Gerberry
for episode 002 of the Faith Geek Podcast.
For some reason, not following your math.
Yeah, the number 2.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Okay, and that apparently is going to be Joe's call
That's
out
my tag.
for us.
That's my tag.
Oh,
I promise Karen, that's my tag.
Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to the Faith Geek Podcast. The Faith Geek Podcast is brought to you by thefaithgeek.com, your online Christian resource for all things geek culture. Remember, you can always listen to this and any of our archive shows by visiting www.thefaithgeek.com.